Hello, and welcome to the University of Western States Spring 2021 Chiropractic Preview Day webinar. My name is Stephen Glass, and I'm an admissions advisor for the Doctor of Chiropractic program here at the University of Western States. We'll kick off today's event with a faculty and staff presentation introducing the core values at the heart of the UWS mission to advance the science and art of integrated healthcare through excellence in education and patient care. These presentations will be followed up by two live Q&A panels, one with faculty and staff and the other with current students and alumni. Finally, we will finish out with an admissions presentation and a video tour of the UWS campus. We hope you enjoy yourself and learn a little bit about what makes UWS special.
Hello, prospective students, friends, and family. Thank you for joining us today for the Doctor of Chiropractic program Open House. I am Dr. Rosalia Messina, and it is my pleasure today to talk to you about the university's core values. At UWS, our academic programs are built on our vision that quality of life and wellness are advanced through transformative education and healthcare. To ensure this vision is infused in every aspect of the university and the student experience, UWS is guided by 6 university core values. These core values are student-focused, whole-person health, curiosity, best practices, inclusiveness, and professionalism. These core values are fundamental concepts that support our decisions, our culture, and exemplify our brand and identity. Our core values help us create and sustain an exceptional environment for you to grow, learn, and transform into chiropractic physicians. I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit more about our core values and how they affect your student experience. The first is student-focused. At UWS, our most important purpose in everything we do is putting students first. Our decisions and actions are guided by focusing on what is important for you, the student. To that end, we invite your perspectives, we listen to feedback, and we integrate this feedback into improving our curriculum, our services, and our supports for students. The second is whole person health. In keeping with our motto, for the good of the patient, we care for the whole person at UWS. We don't focus on body systems or disorders. We promote physical, nutritional, mental, emotional well-being, both in the learning environment and in the clinical settings. To that end, we teach that every patient is unique and their care should be individualized to meet their needs and their personal goals. The next is curiosity. We promote curiosity as a central tenet of your educational experience. Becoming a chiropractic physician is a transformative experience, and you will need to become an evolved version of yourself as part of this process. This journey to transformation will require you to experience discovery, a commitment to embracing new concepts, and a practice in engaging in critical thinking skills. To that end, we ask you throughout your program to consider new ideas and ask yourself, how can I think outside the box? In alignment with curiosity, we also promote best practices. In our programs, we rely on the best possible evidence and proven methods, and we combine this with life experience and ethical decision-making. This provides a solid foundation for our teaching, learning, and caring for patients. As a university community, we also systematically evaluate our curriculum, our policies and practices to continuously improve them and assure we're in alignment with what's relevant in the healthcare and education landscape. Next is inclusiveness. This core value is central to our UWS culture. Each person in our community brings their own distinct talents and contributions. And in this, we embrace every individual for their backgrounds, their lived experiences, and we strive to sustain an environment that supports each and every one of them. Lastly is professionalism. Your journey to becoming a chiropractic physician will be challenging, rewarding, and often full of intrigue. UWS teaches and promotes that professional conduct to help guide and advance you as you develop into a responsible healthcare professional and clinician. Thank you for allowing me to share information about our core values. If you would like to learn more about UWS and our core values, I encourage you to visit www.uws.edu/about. Thank you again for joining me today at this open house. I wish you the very best of luck and enjoyment on your journey to becoming a chiropractic physician.
Hello, my name is Kara Burnham, and I teach in the Basic Sciences Department at the University of Western States. I primarily teach microbiology. I'm trained as a microbiologist, and today I'd like to speak with you all a little bit about the core value of student focus at University of Western States. So I took some text from this core value to share with you here, and what it says is we recognize our students have different needs, experiences, and backgrounds. And it is our responsibility to listen to and represent their voices. And then it goes on with some other text, but I really wanted us to spend a few moments looking at these words on the screen. And as faculty members, this is very important to us. This is why we're here. This is our passion to educate students to be very prepared chiropractic physicians. And so as we think about this student focus, it really is looking through that student lens, right? So that's a nice focusing through the lens of a student. So as faculty members, the way that we do this, or at least a few of the ways that we do this, there are several, include really thinking about what it means to learn the content that we're sharing with you. And the way that we do this is to keep in mind that people learn differently from one another, and each of you has your own voice, your own methodology, your own learning patterns. And so as faculty, we attempt to reach you through audio, through activities, through written work. And so by varying our methods of teaching, this allows you then to learn in the way that best suits you. We, as faculty, try to look through the student lens when we think about our scheduling. As you might imagine, the testing schedule, for example, or this schedule of classes can be pretty intense. You are, after all, being trained to be a physician, but we work together as faculty to try to mitigate some of that scheduling angst. And we really try to think about what is it like to be a student who has these responsibilities in these courses, and how can we manage our schedules such that they have room to be humans as they move through this program. And in doing so, then we recognize the intensity of this program. And as faculty members, we are certainly here for you. We can help you academically. We can refer you to student services for other needs, really be mentors to you as you move through this program and become the best chiropractic physician that you can be. So those are a few of the things that I think about when I think about student focus as a core value at University of Western States. Thanks for your time.
Hi, my name's Sean Herron. I teach in the Department of Chiropractic Sciences and Clinical Education. I've been asked to talk a little bit about one of our core values here, which is whole person health, us promoting physical, mental, and emotional wellness in the UWS experience. I think in walking around the campus, you'll see that we've added new areas to our new facility here, mindfulness eating areas, quiet areas for students to study, areas for students to congregate and work together, and even a meditation room. So I think our facility has really attempted to optimize space to allow for people to work on their mental and emotional wellness, as well as their physical with our new gym facility as well. We also see it in the curriculum, the mind-body medicine class in the second quarter, which is a elective that's offered, helps to certainly cultivate emotional and mental well-being. it's kind of easy to talk about whole person wellness as a chiropractor, because even going back to the very beginning of chiropractic, Dee Palmer talked about the triangle of health, and this representation kind of shows that concept. They talked about three sides to health, including physical, emotional or mental, and nutritional or chemical. So it's very similar to what our core value is, and it's really at the core of what you'll be learning in the chiropractic program. This has long been the foundation for what we do. Besides the physical medicine and adjusting and all the things that people think of maybe right off the bat with chiropractic, the chiropractors have always worked hard with their patients and help them with their nutrition and with their lifestyle and with their stress reduction and all of those things. So it's a really important core value. It's very central to what we do here in the program, and it's going to be central for you moving forward into your job as a chiropractor. So welcome to UWS, and I look forward to seeing you around campus. Thanks.
Hey there, everyone. My name is Alex. I'm one of your student ambassadors here at UWS, as well as a quarter two student in the Doctor of Chiropractic program. And today I'll be talking to you about our core value of curiosity. I don't doubt a lot of us already have a general understanding of what curiosity is. We've had it since we were kids. We've asked those hows, the whys, the whats, and I think that's great. And it's important because here at UWS, it's encouraged and emphasized that you continue to have that curious mindset and ask those curious questions, because that's not what's only going to make you a successful student here in the program, but also, help you determine what kind of chiropractor you want to be. And if you think about where chiropractic medicine started, it all started because someone was curious. And then where chiropractic medicine is today and how far it's grown, it's because people came along and they were curious. They asked those questions and they looked at all these outside the box options. And that's where you come into play when you start this program. Is you're going to be coming in and you're going to be presented with all these different information, new information, but as well as you're going to be with all these people that grew up differently than you, that have that look at something differently from you, that solve problems differently from you. And that's, again, I think is great, because when you get into the real world and you start practicing and treating patients, as we all know, no patient is the same. There's no magic cookie cutter approach to solve one problem. And going back to your time at UWS, if you're have an open mind and you're open to change and willing to take in all this information, you're going to come out of this program having an immense amount of tools at your disposal, from listening to other your classmates' viewpoints and their way of thinking, and it'll help you tackle a multifaceted problem. And I think that's what's great is about this program, is that they encourage you to look at a problem and then look at it in different ways and how you can solve it every which way. And that all boils down again to, just having that inquisitive, curious mind. And I think that's a testament to the amount of alumni we have across the board. I mean, we have alumni that practice in different chiropractic fields. You have the popular one, which is your general clinic setting or, sports chiropractic world. But then you also have chiropractors who work with animals, or chiropractors that work specifically with babies, or in the pediatric world. And it's all started because of curious minds, and it drew them to what they wanted to be. I think your time here at UWS is going to be great. Just remember to stay curious, stay open-minded, and always, again, keep asking those questions, because that's what's going to make you a great student, and again, help you determine what kind of chiropractor you want to be. Thank you, and everyone have a great day.
Hi, my name is Catherine Cybron, and I'm an instructional designer with the Center for Teaching and Learning. And today I'm going to introduce you to our core value of best practices. And I'm going to do that in two parts. First, I'm going to tell you the value, and then tell you a story that illustrates how we live that value. So, at University of Western States, we maintain high standards by using and integrating evidence across multiple disciplines. To accomplish this, we seek out and use relevant data to inform our decision-making. We incorporate peer-reviewed research and professional experiences into academic discourse and patient care. And we promote student learning through excellence in instruction and assessment. So now let me just share with you a little bit about how we do this every day, every month, and every year. So in March of 2020, we, like universities across the world, took teaching and learning online. And while our community of students and faculty, clinicians, and administrators were shocked and concerned, we had the foundation of best practices in teaching and learning that allowed us to quickly pivot to online. Prior to March, faculty had used educational technology. So while they had taught predominantly in the classroom, as one would expect at a chiropractic university, they were familiar with Moodle, our learning management system, Zoom, our web conference software, and Panopto, our video capture platform, and some other technologies. The Center for Teaching and Learning provided an online template for classes that reflected best practices in online learning. And then faculty began redesigning their classes for the new delivery. A few examples of best practices in online learning include clearly organized course content, clearly articulated course expectations, and clearly designed course navigation. Faculty brought their professional experiences and evidence-informed teaching and chiropractic practice to the task and embraced the new challenges. CTL provided individual and group consulting, and of course, students adjusted to the new online classes. The Center for Teaching and Learning held focus groups to gather data from students and how they were doing and what was working and not working for them in the online classes. So note here with this slide, this is a picture of student leaders. The actual focus group of participants was anonymous. Faculty and administration used the data gathered from these focus groups to very quickly make adjustments. For example, faculty added a calendar to their classes to help students plan their time, and a faculty mentoring program for DC students was launched in August by Dr. Marty Kaiser after looking through best practices from institutions that had successfully launched mentoring programs. Clinicians, clinical internship students, and administrators were soon back in the campus health center providing chiropractic care to patients, following evidence-informed guidelines from the Centers for Disease Control, the Oregon Health Authority, and the Higher Learning Commission. And as we all learned more and restrictions were updated, some faculty and students returned to in-person lab classes modified to meet these federal, state, and higher ed guidelines. So during the past year, UWS has continued to assess the work we do, as we do every year. Data is gathered throughout the year to provide a comprehensive report on our institutional effectiveness. A few examples of teaching and learning data include course assignment results, students' evaluation of their courses, and results of testing used to prepare students for board exams. We then use this data to make improvements or give kudos when deserved. And let me just say, we don't always get it right, but we maintain our high standards by using and integrating evidence across the university. And we do not expect students to get it right every time either. But we do expect students, faculty, clinicians, and administrators to continually learn and improve. So as you can see, UWS takes the core value of best practices to heart in all we do. So thank you for your time and take care of yourselves.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jenna Durositano, and I'm the Director of Student Services for our on-campus students here at the University of Western States. And I'm so glad that you can be here with us today. The Office of Student Services kind of serves as a central hub for student resources and support here at UWS. So we offer a variety of services, including peer tutoring, academic coaching, mental health counseling, student government, clubs and organizations, and accessibility services. One of the UWS core values that is really close to our hearts here in the Office of Student Services is inclusivity. So at an institutional level, inclusivity really means that we're respectful, mindful, and welcoming of different ways of being, thinking, and doing. So some ways that we strive to accomplish this are by active listening to diverse perspectives, viewpoints, and experiences, and really using that information to develop a common vision, to improve our policies and practices, and to advance our institutional goals. But to student services, inclusivity means ensuring your equal access to education and services. It means supporting each and every one of you as your whole unique self and making sure that each one of you feels like you truly belong here at UWS. So one way that we do this is through our accessibility services. We partner with students who have qualifying disabilities to ensure that they have equal access to education. And this looks like getting academic accommodations in place in each of their classes to ensure an equal and fair opportunity for them to succeed. Another way that we do this in the Office of Student Services is through our wide range of student clubs and organizations. So we have clubs for many different student interests and identities, including the Student American Black Chiropractic Association, the Christian Club, the Service Club, the Allies Club, the list goes on. So there's something for everyone. And if there isn't, we can certainly help students create a new club to fill in that gap. So if you have any questions about inclusion at UWS or any of the services I described, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at studentservices@uws.edu, or you can just let your admissions advisor know and they can refer you to us.
Hello and welcome to Preview Day 2021. My name is Dr. Jackie Bergstrom and I'm one of the clinicians in the Campus Health Center. You may get to know me if you become a student patient in the Campus Health Center, as we offer complimentary care to students and their immediate families. You also may get to know me once you get to be your quarter 8 term, as you will then be a student intern in the Campus Health Center. Today, I'm going to talk to you about professionalism. I hope through your young adult career, or for some of you maybe more into your adult career, you have thought about professionalism and what it means to you. Here at the university, we state about 3 words that describe what we feel is important in professionalism, and that's being respectful, being responsible, and being accountable. And to accomplish these, we demonstrate civility in all our interactions. And this is both positive interactions and negative interactions. It's sometimes more difficult, or most of the time more difficult, to act in a civil manner if we disagree with somebody, but we have to respect that they have their own opinion, we have our own opinion. Take a step back, think about how you're going to respond to that. No eye rolling, just take in their thoughts and then present yours. Another way we look at professionalism is to take ownership of our speech, conduct, demeanor, and deliverables. So how we speak to our peers, how we speak to our instructors, how we dress, our facial expressions, the body language, they can all tell a lot about how professionalism is playing in your life. And this is not even just at school. This is outside. This is maybe somebody in line at the grocery store. This is your neighbor. These are all ways that you can work on being in the moment and respecting that person that you're speaking to, and being accountable for the actions or the reactions that you present to that person. Another one is to adhere to established policies, procedures, agreements, and deadlines. You're going to have many deadlines in school from the instructors, policies to follow. These are all ways that if you do that in a meaningful manner and follow that, make your assignments on time, don't disrupt or not follow the policies that are in place. Those are all part of starting that professional manner that will take you into the policies and procedures that you need to follow in your professional career as well. If you decide on chiropractic, that's in that career. And finally, it's act as thoughtful stewards of the university. And you need to act as thoughtful stewards to more than just the university, again, to those neighbors. If you start now thinking about that, then you're going to be a thoughtful steward for the business that you're going to run, the person that you may work for. You need to be almost a walking advertisement for that. And those people that see that professional aspect of you are going to be much more likely to be attracted by that. They may have something that they need to tell you that's very important to them, and they don't want it told to anybody else. So you need to keep those, you need to respect that from them. They don't want to all of a sudden hear that you were telling your friend what they told you in office, or that your facial expressions were like in a meaning that was negative to them, or that you just didn't take the time to even listen to them. All those little things can build a professional relationship between you and your patients, and then you and your friends, and you and the people that you meet each day. David Meister said a quote that I really thought was important, and it says, "Professional is not a label you give yourself. It's the description you hope others will apply to you." And I think that's the more you practice that outside and they see that of you, they see that you're dressed well, you carry yourself well, you speak well, and those will all carry with you. Thank you for your time today.
All right, thank you to our presenters for sharing why the UWS core values are foundational in creating a positive student experience. Up next, we have an amazing panel of faculty and staff that are eager to answer any questions you have about UWS and the Doctor of Chiropractic program. You can submit your questions with the Q&A window. However, if we're unable to get to your questions, the admissions office will follow up with you after the webinar. I'd like to now introduce our first panel. Joining us are Dean for the College of Chiropractic, Dr. Kathleen Galligan. We have Assistant Professor, Dr. Melinda Novak. Attending Physician and Assistant Professor, Dr. Catherine Ross. Attending Physician and Associate Professor, Dr. Craig Kawalka, and the Director of Student Services for On-Campus Students, Jenna Girasitano. Thank you for joining. Oh, we have everyone here? All right, great. So let's see if we got any questions that have come in. Let's see here. All right, so well, maybe we'll start off with maybe one for you, Dr. Galligan. Can you speak to the philosophy of chiropractic care and education at the University of Western States?
Well, the education at the University of Western States is a blend of evidence-informed as much as possible. We're very serious about that. And we also have a focus on whole person healthcare, which means we take a look at the person not only structurally, but the biopsychosocial aspects, nutrition, everything that goes into making a person. And we educate our students to be able to manage any of those issues and look at the person, not as a condition or a body part, but as a whole person.
Great. And maybe just sort of maybe dovetails off of that to some extent. When considering the scope of practice in Oregon, how does that inform the curriculum here at UWS?
Well, there are a couple of things that are specifically related to the scope of practice in Oregon. I don't know, though, with our focus on whole person healthcare, that it would change our curriculum that much if we weren't in Oregon. You have to have a broad knowledge of the patient and all the body systems in order to be a whole healthcare practitioner. There are some specific things. There's a class in particular in minor surgery that we teach because Oregon requires those hours. But I think even in another state with this type of approach to healthcare, we would teach the same way.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Maybe one for maybe Dr. Novak. How do faculty support students in the program outside of the classroom hours? Oh, you might. There you go.
I need to unmute, like I'm not on Zoom every day.
Right.
So faculty support students in a number of ways, and for every different faculty member that we have on campus, there is a unique approach to supporting our students. And so first off, I think one of the best things to have come out of the COVID pandemic that I suppose we're still in is the mentorship program, where incoming students are paired up with a faculty mentor, and you get to talk about, whatever issues are facing you at that point, whether it's academic or social or healthcare related. And so I think that's been a really, really great addition to how we help our students on a daily basis. And beyond that, we have the faculty membership or mentorship. We've got student services, which are expanding their ways that they can support students on a pretty consistent basis. There's always new and inventive ways that we can help students be successful. And that's ultimately what me as a faculty member, that's what I'm dedicated to, is making sure that our students are successful, especially in my courses. And if there's something else that I can do to help you be successful, I'm here for it. So so we're dedicated to student success and making sure that that you have all the tools that you need to be successful in the program.
Great, thank you. Let's see here. Oh, here's one that maybe Dr. Ross. When does the clinical education start in the program, and how does that look?
Well, their clinical education can start as early as day one. If they come in for treatment, for instance, they get free care in the chiropractic clinic, just getting an upper quarter student to have as a mentor at that point, and then being introduced to how the clinic works, learning what a history looks like, how to take an exam. So all that can start as early as your first day pretty much on campus. And then it just builds from there. Clinical internship actually begins in your 8th quarter. And that's where you really get into the clinic and you get into the nitty gritty of everything though.
Fantastic. I guess this is somewhat related. Would that be considered part of the internship? When you get into the clinic, quarter 8, is that when internships become available?
Yes, yep. And that's when you start to treat patients is in your 8th quarter. Yep.
Great. Let's see here. This is one for Ms. Girasitano from Student Services. What kind of academic support is available through UWS? I know you just probably covered that a little bit in your presentation, but expand on that.
We have a wide variety of academic support from all angles here at UWS. Specifically through our office, we offer peer tutoring, which is totally free to students. So you can get tutoring in pretty much any subject, content specific at UWS in the chiropractic program. But we also offer a relatively new service called academic coaching, which can help you with the non-subject specific academic skills such as time management, stress management, test taking, test anxiety. We have coaches in our office that can work with you through any of those kind of academic life skills, soft skills that you might need to be successful in the program. We also offer adjusting labs and adjusting tutoring. All of your instructors are more than happy to help you during their office hours or scheduling time to chat with them about anything going on in your courses. And then we also have a wide variety of clubs here at UWS that offer supplemental support in a variety of topics. So we have a few different adjusting clubs that have been really creative this quarter and doing sort of online virtual case studies and working together to talk through cases from different approaches that are specific to these kind of club specialty areas. So there's so many different ways to get academic support. And if you're still struggling, we will certainly find a way to help you.
Great. Maybe could I ask you to expand on? I know you said it was easy for someone to start a club. Is it what's entailed with that process? Or
yeah, that's a great question. So the only thing you really need to start a club here at UWS is some friends that are interested in the same thing as you. So we've had a number of different clubs come and go. I'm trying to think through some of the more recent ones. We had a group of students this during the pandemic, actually, who started a club for online cribbage because they just wanted a way to connect with other students and do something not academic related and just have some fun with, there's some faculty that are involved with that as well. So we have a kind of process that we walk students through to start a club. There's a form you need to fill out. You need to have 8 students who are interested in joining your club. You need to find a faculty member or staff member who's willing to be an advisor for the club. And then you can apply and student services will walk you through the rest.
Fantastic, fantastic. Maybe this is one for Dr. Kawoka. What metrics are considered when choosing students for a community-based internship? What are you looking for?
Well, we're looking at competencies, that they fulfill competencies in the sense of history taking, physical examination, and a management of a patient. So we want at least to develop that they have the baselines and that we're confident that they can go out there and be put in a situation, especially in a CBI situation where they don't have to be worried about that the clinician who's responsible for them know that they have the basic understanding that they're not going to be tripping over their foot so often, that they can do it without major supervision and stuff.
Oh, great. Here's one. Maybe this is a good one for Dr. Galligan. Do chiropractors take the Hippocratic Oath?
There's a chiropractic oath that I took in 1981.
Okay.
And I don't actually remember what it is.
All right.
It's been so long. But it's similar, but it's a chiropractic oath.
Okay, fantastic. Let's see here. Work volunteer. Maybe Dr. Ross, you can address this. Are there any work volunteer opportunities in the chiropractic clinics excluding the required clinic internships?
Work volunteer opportunities? I don't think so. Maybe Dr. Galligan could hop in on this one.
We do have actually a work study position that's a part-time front desk position.
Okay.
And we have some folks that do some of the laundry and cleanup kinds of things in the clinic. But we don't actually have volunteer positions in there. There's a large number of students in the clinic. I know that Dr. Kawaoka and Dr. Ross would agree. They've got a lot of people to keep track of. Yeah. And so that we can't really have, other people in the way of patient flow and patient care. Students early on do sometimes have a chance to do an observation, but we are very careful about the number of people in the space.
Great. Thank you. Jenna, for student services question here, are there any organized sports leagues or teams on campus?
That's a great question. Pre-COVID, before we can't be in groups on campus, unfortunately, right now, but we have a number of student clubs that are focused around sports. So we, in the past, have had a volleyball club. We've had, when we were at our old campus and had access to a basketball court, we had a basketball club. And we're looking into community resources in our new neighborhood that are close to our new campus that we might be able to resume some of these sports clubs and activities, and maybe even partner with some local schools or intramural leagues to provide that opportunity to students. Our new fitness space is beautiful at the new campus, but it lacks the gym and kind of the big quad area that we had access to previously, but we do have a really beautiful lawn space that we're hoping to get some outdoor activities going there once it's safe to do so. So yeah, we do have a variety of different sport activities. Oh, we also this past quarter implemented a online yoga club. So we have weekly yoga that students can participate in, and that's open to students and staff and faculty. And that's been gaining a lot of interest. So we're hoping to expand even some of our virtual opportunities for students to engage in sports and wellness.
Great, thank you. Maybe Dr. Novak, what advice would you give someone who is preparing to start the chiropractic program?
Gosh, that's a great question. I think a little bit about my own experience, and to be perfectly honest, I wish I could start earlier. I came to my decision to become a chiropractor sort of late in life. I was an adult student, and I wish I could have started earlier, to be honest. I was ready. I didn't have the information available to me at that point. And so I just think about how many more patients could I have helped in those years where I was off, selling books. Gosh, can you even imagine? But anyway, I think that for most people, once you make the decision, and it's a big decision to, decide whether you're going to enroll in a program like this, because it's a very rigorous program. There's a lot that's going to be expected of you. And so you have to have that a mindset to be ready for that sort of rigor. And some people, aren't at a point in their life where they really can prioritize their education. And so I think there's a lot of hard conversations and a lot of thought that needs to go into, deciding if this is the right program for you, because the expectations will be really high. And for me, it's all about, your future patients, and are you ready to take on the challenge of safely treating patients in the future? And so I think, yeah, just really thinking about the process of, are you really ready to take on that kind of commitment? And we're all here to support you. But it's a thing that you need to commit to sort of on your own. But we're here for you when you make that decision.
Right, great. This one, maybe Dr. Kawoka or Dr. Ross, it says, the question is, explain the preceptor program. Does everyone get a preceptorship? Either.
You want me to take it?
You want me to take it? Preceptorship program is available to almost anybody. We encourage people to actually do that by their 12th quarter, and that gives them a head start, at least maybe developing an associateship with somebody. Sometimes people will bring in their own people to be qualified for a preceptorship. Usually it's somebody that they want to be affiliated with and things like that, but it is available. Not everybody takes advantage of it. Just depends if the state or the jurisdiction and stuff allows that to happen. So there's some criteria that have to be met.
Great. And then I believe the universities already addressed this, but in this format, maybe Dr. Galligan, the question is how does 2021 fall class look like in terms of format?
The 2021 fall class, incoming class Q1 will be remote.
Okay, great. Well, we are getting short on time. I don't know if who wants to take this one, but I wasn't aware of such a thing. But does UWS partake in the chiropractic games? Does anyone? I'm going to say that's probably not currently.
I haven't heard of that, but I'm going to look into it now because that sounds really interesting.
Let's see here. Maybe we'll finish up. So this is a good one. I'm not sure who it should go to. What are some options to advance your career once you have graduated and become a chiropractor? Maybe for all of you, if you.
Mm-hmm. Well, you always have continuing education opportunities. There are some diplomate programs that you can take that give you advanced training. So the folks that take our Masters in Sports Medicine sometimes will use that to advance their career. Some folks become a DAC bar. They're interested in radiology. Like, yes, Dr. Novak would find that a very fine idea. So those are the things that I think of off the top of my head. Kat or Craig?
That's all I got as well. Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to ask one more. I think this is kind of an interesting one. It says this kind of is in similar vein. After chiropractic education is complete, how does one go about applying for the DA CBR program?
So I think I get to take that one.
Yes.
So that's me. I'm a DA CBR, but we usually call ourselves DAC bars. We're chiropractic radiologists, and so to become a chiropractic radiologist, which is not for everyone, you have to be a little bit odd like me, I think, but you have to complete the chiropractic program first, and you have to do it at a pretty high level. And then once you complete the chiropractic program, you can apply to one of the many residency programs that exist in the United States. There's, I think, 7, maybe 8 programs in the US. It's always changing a little bit. So you have to apply to the program. Most programs only take 1 person per year. They're very selective. So it has to be something that you're really interested in. And don't worry, I will obviously make you interested in it, because I can't help myself. It's such a fun thing that I get to teach, is radiology. And so yeah, you have to complete the chiropractic program and then apply to be accepted into a residency program, which is another 3 years on top of your 3-year chiropractic program. So it's not for everybody, but it's definitely an option if you would, if you'd like to pursue a career in radiology, which can look all kinds of different ways. And I'm happy to talk to you more about that at some point, but you do have to apply and be accepted into a program.
Fantastic. Well, I know it's a busy first week for everyone, first week of the term. I really appreciate all of your time. For those folks who've asked questions that we didn't have time to get to, as I had mentioned, admissions will follow up with some detailed answers for you. So thank you all, and we'll go on to the next panel. All right, so at this point, we're going to have the opportunity to hear from some current students and some alumni. They'll happy to take questions about their experience in the program, what it's like to move and live in Portland, what you can expect once you're done with your education here at UWS. Maybe what I'll do is I'll have you, if you wouldn't mind, have you folks introduce yourselves. Maybe you could, when you introduce yourselves, let us know what quarter you're in or what year you graduated. I might think it would be interesting to know what inspired you to pursue chiropractic and why you chose UWS. If you can do that briefly, I guess. Maybe start with Maddie, because you're in the upper left corner for me.
Sure. Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm in Q7. I am from Victoria, BC. I was inspired to pursue chiropractic because I was a varsity athlete in university, and I really wanted to find a way to pursue healthcare as a career, but keep myself active and inspire my community to be active and healthy. And I chose UWS because in Canada, we only have the one option in Toronto. I wanted to stay on the West Coast, and I wanted to go to an evidence-based school, and Portland was the right choice for me.
All right, cool. Verity?
Hi, I'm Verity Stowe. I'm currently practicing chiropractor. I'm about a year and a half out from UWS. I also took the master's in sports medicine at the same time. My dog is sneezing over there. Yeah, so I chose UWS. I'm also from Vancouver, Canada. And so I chose UWS because it was closer. I could go home to my family a lot faster. And at the time that I went, UWS was actually going to be cheaper than the Canadian school. So that was a big plus. And yeah, like I'm practicing right now in Texas. I work for a company called Run Lab, hence the shirt. And it's very much more based on gait and getting people to functionally move better, which was a big thing for me, was just getting people to move better, because that's the big reason I first came into chiropractic as a career path. I was fixed by a chiropractor, and then I was able to compete semi-professionally across Europe for Canada because a chiropractor helped fix my back when I was 18, which was a pretty big deal.
Fantastic.
That was it.
Yeah, thank you. Alex?
Hi there, everyone. I'm Alex. I'm a quarter 3 student. I live in Vancouver, Washington, so the other Vancouver. I got into chiropractic because, well, I'm an athletic trainer by trade, and so working with at the University of Arkansas for a little bit, and then from there, I just wanted to expand on how I can treat my patients. And for me, I really wanted to be hands-on, and chiropractic was the next logical step for me after doing some internships and shadowing around. I chose UWS because, I mean, it's close to home for me. There's a huge alumni base where a lot of my mentors are. They live up here in the Northwest is where I want to practice. And so that's where I came to UWS.
Great. Thank you. And Jason.
Dr. Jason Young, and I graduated from University of Western States back when it was Western States Chiropractic College in 2007. I was inspired to get into chiropractic by Bob Mason. No, I'm just kidding. This is the first time I met him. No, and I actually, Verity, I graduated around the same time as Kim, who helped start Run Lab. So that's kind of fun to see your shirt there. Tell her I said hi. But I've been practicing in Corvallis, Oregon for about 13 years. And so started a clinic fresh out of chiropractic school there. I've also been on the state licensing board for Oregon for 6 years. I was a president for a couple years. I'm currently on the National Board of Chiropractic Examiners. So when you take your board exams, that's the people who provide those. And so I see some of you are smiling, and that's good. Have you taken boards yet? So yeah, and then for some strange reason, they made me the alumnus of the year in 2016. I don't think the 2016 was a special year, but that was cool too. So I love UWS, and I'm always down to do something like this, and hopefully I have some relevant information to share.
All right, thank you, Dr. Young. So let's see here. We have some questions. How about for those of you that moved from Canada, were there any specific challenges when moving to the States? And do you have any suggestions to help with the transition?
I have something that people don't know about, because most people that are from Canada are coming down from BC. But anyone else that isn't, and they bring a car, you have to bring your car back and forth across the border every year. So that's something that people don't realize, and you can get a huge fine. Don't do that.
Okay. Great advice, for sure. Maddie?
Yeah, I mean, I had to get like extra car insurance for my car moving here. Other than that, mostly it's like pandemic related travel that is kind of difficult right now. But hopefully that'll not be much longer.
Great. Maybe somewhat related, and if any of you have an answer you want to offer up, how was it finding housing in Portland if you weren't in the area? Was it, did you find it challenging? Did you have find roommates? How did you manage that? Anyone want to answer?
Yeah, I found roommates through the Facebook page, the student Facebook page that Natasha put together for us when we were all accepted. And we just found a place on, I think it was Craigslist, found a place. And then my roommate was in Portland, and she checked out the place for us, and then we signed the lease electronically and went from there.
Great, fantastic. Let's see, for those of you that have been maybe practicing, maybe Dr. Young, you can address this. Have there been any surprises in your clinical practice? And if so, do you feel prepared after leaving the program, after graduating from UWS?
Yeah, so life is nothing but surprises after you leave education. So I feel like UWS is a really good job of preparing you, but there's crazy stuff that you run into. And there's only like so much that people can tell you, and then you get out there and you got to experience what you experience. So like I said, I opened my clinic straight out of chiropractic school, and my first month I had a patient that had some red flags, sent her off for some tests. Turned out she had stage 4 cancer, and that was my mom. And so 6 months later, you know, she was gone. And the lesson there is that it almost doesn't even matter how well you prepare, because you don't get to choose who walks into your door once you start practicing. And so I think that you'll be really well prepared. Don't stress too much about tests, because any of the tests that you take in school, they don't compare to the fact that every day you get tested whenever people come in and they have their real life cases. So fortunately, once you get dozens and then hundreds and then thousands of patients in, a lot of it gets pretty simple, and the curveballs are fewer and farther between. But yeah, it's a fun ride. There's lots of surprising things.
Great. Dr. Stowe, do you have anything?
Yeah. So what I would say is study as if you're preparing for your future patients, because that's really what you're doing. You're trying to be the best for them, and you're going to have weird cases show up that you in school were like, this is never going to show up. That's like, why are we learning about this? But study as if it's going to show up, because within the first year of my practice, I know I'm working with a lot of athletic people that push hard, but I've seen labral tears, I've seen stress fractures of femurs, of tibia, I actually was the person who caught carpal tunnel syndrome, who caught compartment syndrome, who caught AS. It's a year out, and I've caught all that stuff. And yes, you're the most on your game when you're right out of school, because you've literally just gone through it, but don't get lazy. Be on top of your studying as if you're literally studying to save someone's life. And we're not that dramatic normally. You'll have plenty of normal cases, but you got to be prepared for those that are not.
Great advice. Sure. Alex, since you're relatively, I guess, green in this program, do you have any recommendations of ways to prepare, or, in hindsight, would there have been something that you might have done a little different or wish that you had done prior to starting the program?
Yeah, prior to starting the program, I reached out to an alumni who's currently practicing, and really connected with them and really asked them for advice and what they experienced through their time at UWS and what I should do. And I think for any advice for any incoming student is to talk to an upperclassman student, talk to an alumni, really dig their brain and get their advice, because they know it, they've been there, and I think that helps you prepare more than anything else, is really just connect with someone and really get their knowledge from it.
Great. I know we're running short on time. I just have a couple more if I can. Dr. Stowe, you said you took the concurrent program, the Master in Science in Sports Medicine. The question is, well, could you probably more for admissions, providing information about that, but how was that experience? Obviously, you're working in that field, so it was worthwhile. Was it rigorous? Do you have any advice in that regard?
It's very doable. I am a massive nerd, so I studied a lot more than other people in my dual program, but I think we had a huge year in my class who actually did it together. But I also was part of it before COVID, when we had preceptorship with hands-on stuff. So I'm not 100% sure how it is running now, but I thought it was worth it. I worked with a lot more of sideline athletes, so I was a little bit more prepared for stuff coming through my door. It was very doable. I studied, like I said, I'm a nerd, but I studied 6 hard days a week, and I took every single Saturday off. No matter what, I took a full day off because I thought mental health was more important, and I still did very well. So it's very doable, but you just have to be motivated.
And actually, I think that, is a great question maybe for everyone. How did you balance the rigors of the program and trying to maintain some sanity, sort of that work-life balance?
I'll jump in. So when I started chiropractic school, I had a 2-month-old daughter. And by the time I finished chiropractic school, I had 2 daughters. And so that was challenging. I remember there was one quarter, so much of it is a blur, because it's one of the hardest, most stressful things that you'll do. It's very demanding of your time, your energy, and everything like that. There was one quarter when I would see my kids only on the weekend, because I was gone in the morning before they were up, and I was home after they were in bed. And so that's really challenging. And so I remember there being times during the program, because I had a family, where I had to make conscious efforts or conscious decisions to say, you know what, I'm not going to push so hard academically because I like my wife and I would like her to be my wife after I'm done. So gratefully, we're still together. She's my office manager and we're still married. Now we have 4 kids. But those things are okay. And so I think that it's a very challenging program, but one of the great things is that you're going to find somebody who's like you, or somebody who's in a similar situation, or somebody who can be a support. It could be faculty, it could be another student, it could be a mentor. And I still have mentors from my days in chiropractic school that every time I make a move in my career, I call those people up. Like Dr. Burnham is one of my mentors. And I don't think that there's a month that goes by that we're not in touch and I'm asking them some sort of a question. And so you find your people, and you can make it through any of the challenges, whether you have a disability, whether you have a family, whether you have a distance from home that's challenging. Any of those things you can overcome. It's a really great community, and you're always going to find somebody who can help.
Great, thank you, Dr. Young. Addie, have any?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I was just gonna say, like, I totally agree. I think keeping that perspective that your life is still happening. You're in school and you're working really hard, but you still have all these other things to worry about in your life. So just try and do things for yourself that make you remember why you're here, and give yourself that space. So like here for me in Portland and the surrounding area, there's so many places to go hiking, and I like to go every weekend if I can. And it's so good for just getting your mind off of things and giving that time back to yourself. That's what I found has been super helpful for giving yourself that space.
Great. Anyone else want to?
I would say learn how you study best, because that's a big thing, that some people are going to study one way, some people are going to study the other way. You have to figure out what's best for you, because if you're in the wrong group for studying, if you group study, you're going to be miserable. You got to figure out how you best study.
Great advice, for sure. Well, I know we're kind of short on time now, so I just wanted to thank you for your time, your advice. Any parting words of wisdom that you want to offer up to incoming or prospective students about your University of Western States experience?
Is the meditation class still happening?
I know they did it online at the beginning of COVID. Yeah.
Definitely worth it, because not only will you might not learn enough for yourself, but you will be able to provide that for your patients later, especially during COVID times. Like the amount of stress is so high with patients too, that knowing some of that like building blocks will help at least guide them in the correct direction. I am no therapist at all, but I can at least give them like a few tips that I learned from Dr. Armington and some other people when I was in it. And use your professors. They're there to help you, not just to scare you. Like I still talk to, I don't know if Dr. Harger is still there, but I still talk to her sometimes. And then Dr. LaFay is a sweetheart. I know he seems terrifying, but he is an absolute sweetheart. And he wants to make you learn, which is why he's so terrifying.
You know, can I tell a story about that? Because the thing I was going to add was that you have to remember that everybody there is working towards the same common goal, which is to make you an excellent doctor. And so I have a story about Dr. LaFay, who there was a test that everybody needed to pass, and there was a cut score, and I came in about 5 points above the cut score, feeling very good about it. Dr. LaFay told me, "You will be meeting with me every week for the next 10 weeks, and we're going to teach you some things." And I said, "What? Why?" And he said, "Well, it's because of your test." And I said, "Nah, dude, I passed it. I'm not doing anything extra. I pass it. You can't make me do this." He said, "If you want to pass my class, you will meet with me every week for 10 weeks. So I did it. And the first week I showed up to his office and I was just so mad. And like, I answered every question through gritted teeth. And by about the third week, what I realized was that I was being an idiot, because even though I passed, he was trying to help me to be a good doctor. He was trying to take care of my patients more than I was trying to take care of my future patients. And he didn't get paid any extra to do that. It was not like an ego trip or a power play. He really just cared enough about me and the kind of doctor that I was going to be that he took his time. And it was maybe the most valuable 10 weeks of my education was spending 1 hour every week with Dr. LaFay. And so I'm so glad to hear you say that, Verity. I had that same experience, but yeah, he's scary as hell.
All right. Well,
yeah, I was just gonna say, for any Canadians, UWS is here to help you. So it's hard with the pandemic, but they're willing to go the extra mile to help you out, give you some support, and figure things out.
The extra mile with Natasha French. She's literally saved me so many times. They will go to the ends of the earth to help you. Thank you, Natasha.
All right. Fantastic. Well, I want to thank you all for joining, offering the support, the guidance you have provided is invaluable. So thank you for your time today. Hopefully you have a great rest of your week. And again, thank you. Now, I would like to have my colleague join for a question or two, if Natasha French, if she's available to answer a question or two. I see there's.
Hi.
Hi, Natasha. How's it going?
Sorry, it's kind of bright over here.
I know. Sorry to catch you.
How are you doing?
I saw a little note here. Maybe a question you want to address in person. Did I see that correctly?
Yeah. So it looks like someone had a question about the tuition discount for Canadian students. There is still a 20% tuition discount for Canadian students who maintain a 2.5 GPA or above in the program. That person also asked about the cost of living in the dormitory. We actually don't have dormitories, but if you're admitted to the program, we'll invite you to join a Facebook group or cohort where we'll share upper quarter housing information as well as apartment listings and things in the area. And then there's also UWS switchboard on our website under the alumni section that you can go to. And it's both for students and alumni, and includes all sorts of housing options, job options, shadowing options, all sorts of things that you might be looking for, and ways to connect with our current students and alumni.
Great. Thank you, Natasha. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us for the live portion. We're now going to transition to a admissions presentation. If you're really ready to get this thing underway, we're here to help you every step of the way. You can reach out to myself or the whole admissions office is here to support you. My email is sglass@uws.edu. S is in Stephen, glass is in glass, at uws.edu. So again, thank you. And let's start the presentation from admissions.
Thank you for joining us for the Spring 2021 Chiropractic Preview Day event. To get started, I am going to bring up our prerequisite information and walk you through the admissions requirements for the program. So the prerequisites for the program include a minimum of 90 semester or 135 quarter credits, a cumulative GPA of a 3.0 on a 4.0 scale, and 90 semester 135 quarter credits should represent 3 years of study toward a 4-year degree. Basic science requirements include coursework that's 100 level science or above, and 24 semester or 36 quarter credits. Half of the classes must include a laboratory. We highly recommend 200 level science or above, full year sequences of each science, and for science major courses, as well as pre-medical or pre-health track. For biology, acceptable courses include general biology with labs, like cell biology, microbiology, etc., anatomy and physiology with labs, or a combination of the above courses. For general chemistry, we like to see a general chemistry series with lab and coursework in organic chemistry or biochemistry with lab as well. And in this case, biochemistry is preferred if you're able to get into that coursework at your university. For physics and related studies, we look for general physics series with lab, and that's an algebra trigonometry-based general physics course. Or biomechanics, exercise physiology, or kinesiology can also fulfill this subject area. Students should have a diverse background in the humanities and social sciences, including coursework such as writing, English, speech communication, sociology, or psychology courses. Additional notes, students can earn their Bachelor's of Science in Human Biology after the first 5 quarters in the chiropractic program. Students must have a bachelor's degree to apply for a master's level program. UWS offers concurrent master's degree options in sports medicine and human nutrition and functional medicine. Students can apply to the Doctor of Chiropractic program before finishing the prerequisite requirements. Next steps to apply. If you're feeling ready, schedule an advising appointment with an admissions advisor, and then make sure to submit your application online with a $50 application fee. The application itself will require you to include 2 essays of 250 to 500 words each on career goals and your extracurricular and volunteer activities and what you've learned from them. You'll also need to include contact info for 2 references for your letters of recommendation, and we will send them an electronic link to an electronic form that they can complete and submit within about 2 to 3 minutes. If they prefer to write their own letter of recommendation, they can submit it to admissions@uws.edu. You'll also need to include a resume or CV and official transcripts from all regionally accredited colleges or universities. Once you've submitted your application, we'll connect with you to schedule a personal interview via Zoom. And that is an interview one-on-one with either the Director of Admissions or the Special Assistant to the President. And after that interview, the admissions committee typically makes a decision within about 1 to 2 weeks. If you are accepted to the program, there's a $300 non-refundable tuition deposit that is then applied to your first term tuition in the chiropractic program and secures your spot. Additionally, if you are admitted, we will require a background check. If you're looking for financial aid for the program, US students can apply for federal financial aid by submitting a FAFSA using UWS school code 012309. Canadian students can also apply for loans and grants to their province by entering UWS school code MWLM and program code TAI7. There are chiropractic scholarships available for our fall start date if you're interested in that start, or our January start date. The fall scholarships are due in August, and the January scholarships are due in October. If you have questions, you can contact financial aid at finaid@uws.edu or 503-847-2563 or on our website. A lot of people have had questions about how our university is handling COVID on campus. So how is UWS working to keep students and employees safe? UWS is actively implementing increased sanitation and prevention protocols across campus and encouraging measures to provide social distancing among students and employees, including encouraging social distancing measures when on campus, canceling non-essential travel, delaying or canceling non-essential meetings and events, transitioning essential meetings to phone, Zoom, or Microsoft Teams when possible and applicable. For upper quarter students, lectures are online and labs are in small groups. And we're transitioning all first term courses and labs online. There's increased sanitation and daily cleanings as well. If you'd like to learn more, you can go to the Coronavirus Resources webpage. And then to answer a few questions that we've been asked frequently, will extensions be allowed for final transcripts and other application materials? We will be flexible and work closely with students and institutions to ensure we have the documents we need without creating additional stress. My current school is closed. Will you accept an unofficial transcript? We can accept unofficial transcripts to make preliminary decisions, but final decisions regarding enrollment at UWS are contingent upon receipt of a final official transcript.
Are you processing applications? Yes, the admissions office is still processing applications, conducting admissions interviews, and notifying students about their admission decisions as normal. Please contact your admissions advisor directly if you'd like to discuss your application. And again, if you have any questions about these prerequisites or the admissions process, you can either connect with your advisor directly or contact us at admissions@uws.edu or toll free at 1-800-641-5641. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you in the program. The next presentation in this event is actually a campus tour with current students Caitlin and Taya.
Hi, my name is Taya, and I'm a chiropractic student here at University of Western States. Currently, I'm standing outside of the admissions office here located at our new campus in East Portland.
And I'm Caitlin, also a Doctor of Chiropractic student, as well as a sports medicine master's student. As Taya mentioned, we're here in East Portland at our new campus, which is located around a bunch of great amenities. There's a lot of green walking space, including walking trails, a golf course. We're also located next to public transportation, such as the Max line, as well as there's a bus stop right outside.
As Caitlin mentioned, there's tons of great stuff just located around our new campus, and we'd love to show you around. We are currently in one of our adjusting rooms. This room can be made small or it can be made large depending on the class size. We have brand new features of this room, brand new tables, brand new technology used for our professors and our teaching assistants to help us with hands-on skills ready for us in classes. We've got models and skeletons ready to use so that we can be the best chiropractors we can be.
We're here in the Student Assessment Center where we have 16 different rooms where you can work with standardized patients. Working with standardized patients is such an invaluable opportunity because you can hone in on your patient history as well as communication skills before you move on into the next step into the clinic.
Here on the second floor is the business office. They'll help you with tuition and payment plans, and also the registrar office is located here as well. They'll help you with enrollment and cohort changes. Again, if you need anything with business or registrar, this is where you'll come.
We're standing out here in front of our campus store where you can get everything that you need as a student. They've got snacks and sandwiches as well as all the UWS apparel, and you can get group discounts on things like chiropractic tables and speeder boards and all the tools that you need as a student. There's also a much needed Spinal Tap, which is a full service coffee shop where we get our beans from a local coffee place so that you can get your lattes and coffee and tea. Really, the campus store is where you can get anything that you need as a student.
Here we are in the NCMIC Fitness Center, which is 4,000 square feet of new equipment, including bikes, treadmills, free weights, and squat racks. We also have a locker room with daily lockers and showers made available. Overall, this is a great space to get a workout in.
We're here in Mount Hood, which is our largest lecture hall on campus. You'll spend most of your first year taking classes in this room, such as anatomy, neurophysiology, and the history of chiropractic. This room is great because it has brand new technology as well as movable furniture for breakout sessions. It's a wonderful learning environment.
Here on the first floor of the campus, you'll find the Uws Library. You'll have textbooks, artificial and real bone models, and the friendly library staff will help you with all your study needs, like renting iPads, headphones, whiteboards, and happy lights. Here in the back of the library, we have computers that you can utilize. You also have booths, standing tables, and you have 2 private rooms for individual and group studies. As you can see, there's lots of space that you can utilize here.
We're really lucky at our new campus to have this meditation room where you can come and relax throughout the day. Our architect was wonderful to go ahead and dedicate his artwork to help create a nice mindful space.
Right now, we are here in the testing center, which is located inside the student services. Student services will provide testing accommodations to those who need it. You can also go to the student services if you need tutoring, counseling, or anything like that, like club information. They're there to help you out.
As a student, it's really important to have a good, quiet study space. Here at our new campus, we have 1,800 square feet dedicated just for that. There's a lot of different variety of seating choices. We've got couches, as well as standing options, and private study cubicles. So whether you come here by yourself or with a group, it's a great place to get work done.
Here at UWS, we have 2 health centers.
We have the Campus Health Center, and we also have the Health Stream Center. When you reach quarter 8 of the chiropractic program, you'll enter into the Campus Health Center. You will work directly with a licensed clinician, and you will work on chiropractic care, rehabilitation, and nutritional counseling. The Health Stream Center is a community-based internship led by Dr. Bill Morrow. Upper quarter students have the opportunity to work in the center to solidify their skills as a chiropractor.
Now we're here in the standard process student commons, where there's a lot of indoor and outdoor seating, as well as the campus store. So students can kind of come together and study, meet up with friends. There's also a lot of microwaves, which as a student, I'm very excited about. So student commons is just a great place to get together, whether you're studying or it's in between classes. Thanks so much for joining us on the tour of our brand new campus. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to an admission advisor.
Or you can reach out to a student ambassador like us.
Thanks again for watching, and we hope to see you around campus soon.